Welcome to another episode of the Headlight Restoration Pro, where I'll be showing you how to take headlights like this and turn them into something like this with the Rust-Oleum Wipe New Headlight Restoration Kit. This will also be a review.
The Headlight Restoration Pro.
Okay, let's get down to business. Open up my bag of tricks here. Bag of headlight restoration kits. Gonna go ahead and find which one I'm gonna use next. We've done that. And get this out of the way here. Done that. We can use that one. No, we're gonna wait on that. Not that one either. We've done that one. And let me see here. Which one should I use? Got so many of them to choose from, so I'm going to go ahead and go to... No, I don't want that one. I don't want to do that one yet. I don't want to do that one. Let's go ahead and look for this. No, not that one either. Everybody does that one. It's okay. Let me see here. What am I going to use? So, just a disclaimer. These kits are all, whether they're heavy duty or they're just moderate. Look, this one's interesting. Or moderate for use, moderate use of headlight restoration. Keep in mind that these are just do-it-yourself kits. They're not going to ever amount to professional grade level, even if a professional is using them. Although I'm a professional, they will come out as pretty much as top-notch, as good as they'll ever come out if anybody's doing them, because of my background and my experience and the fact that I've done so many lights, and I've done all these kits before, mostly. Giving what they're giving you equipment and stuff to for an everyday person or a novice to do this headlight restoration kit. But with the stuff that I use and the formulas that I use, one of these could never match what I do, or a professional base headlight restoration can do, mostly. It will not hit those areas, okay? It will not hit that level of perfection from a skilled headlight restorer. So as you saw, we were going with the Wipe New kit. I tried to go in with total unbiased with each one of these kits, and I try to keep it in mind that I am a professional, and this is not professional grade headlight restoration. When I give these stars, I'm giving them based on the fact that how easy it will be used for a everyday DIY person to do, or just anyway, a soccer mom can go out and do that, and how sound the procedure is and how long it'll last, these things like that. I am not measuring it compared to a professional standard, like something I would put out. So with that being said, let's get down to what's inside of here. It looks like there's a pouch full of stuff in here. There's another pouch here. It's like puffed up inside. I wonder what that's about. Could just be because there's gas inside from whatever strong substance, which says here it's a ceramic. Ceramics are usually pretty strong. There's no instructions or nothing in there. Actually, yeah, there is instructions in here. And there's a little cube, which looks like it has double-sided sandpaper. Okay, so yeah, here's the instructions here. It's kind of a lengthy instructions for something that is such a easy kit. It only looks like there's maybe 2 or 3 steps, but there's a whole notebook of wording in here. Basically, let me scan through here real quick for your to cut all this madness down. There's a lot of wording in here, unnecessary wording, but that's fine. They wanted to be thorough with it. This is one of the as seen on TV kits. You've probably seen commercials of these, but pretty much saying, let me see, some of the most important points here is let the new wipe dry for 1 hour in dry weather, well ventilated area. And it also says allow 24 hours after application before exposing treated surfaces to moisture, rain, dew, sprinkles, car wash, etc. So if you don't have sunny weather outside, you're going to have to keep your car inside. With one of these, it's going to be down for 24 hours as suggested through here. That's one of the most important things that I'm seeing scanning through here. So pretty much it's self-explanatory. You sand down with one side of the little disc, or it's like a pad with a double-sided pad, and then you're going to sand down with the other pad until oxidation and erosion is gone. Well, obviously, again, with these, if you don't feel like you went down far enough, it says use liquid or lubricant while you're sanding, so they want you to wet sand. If you don't go down far enough, they want you to do it again. Pretty standard instructions. And, they want you to use gloves for these wipes. This is a ceramic, so it's rather strong. Yeah, so it's pretty self-explanatory. And let me see, what else can we find in this instruction here? I just want to scan through it here so, save you guys the time of doing it. I'm not going to dare read this word for word because it's pretty in-depth. But let's go ahead and get into it here. This is the little pad right here I was speaking of. It has one side, you can kind of feel it, which is really slicker than the other. And this blue side here that feels a little bit rougher. You're supposed to start off with the rougher side, which on this is the green. And then the gray is the lighter side. Okay, let's get down to it. Gonna go ahead and tape this off. If you're wondering what kind of headlight this is from a late model Toyota RAV4, something like that. One of those small SUVs, not a 4Runner, but probably like a RAV4, 2006, 2004, something like that. Also, if you're wondering what happened, just right there, my camera cut off. I didn't know until I caught the alarm beeping or whatever afterwards. So I had already hit it with the green side, which you start with the green side first. Okay, I already hit it with the green side, doing the same exact thing as I'm doing right here. So you want to start with the green side, and then you want to go with the blue side, which is the finish side. They're different grits. Okay, so I already knocked down everything once again with the green side using the gray, which is the intermediate, or the kind of like the pre-finish step here. As you see, it's a lot more clear. Things are coming through kind of nice. This is turning out to be quite a actual simple headlight restoration here. If you have any kind of mechanical sense, you would probably be pretty good at using this kit. It's not that bad. The sandpaper grit feels real good. The little bit that they have here, which is like a little, maybe a ½ inch sponge, double-sided sponge, it feels real good. And with lights like this that are, mostly flat surface, these kits aren't that bad. Only time you run into trouble is when you have those advanced lights with different nubs and indentions and hard spots to get into and weird stuff on them. But these basic lights are pretty easy to hit with basic kits. Okay, so buffed all that down, sanded all that down pretty much with both stages. It looks pretty clear. There's no blemishes. Everything's done. So right now, reading through here about the wipe, it says put on the nitrile gloves. Okay, I probably won't do that, but you should always do that when they tell you. Make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. Make sure the light is dry. Wipe dry with the microfiber towel. They give you a new white microfiber towel. It's not bad quality. It's pretty good. It tells you specifically here, do not open wipe with teeth. Because this stuff is really strong. It'll probably burn your nose and you don't want to get in your mouth. It'd be funny. It's really strong. Ceramics are really strong smelling. And if this is a true ceramic, it really stinks bad. Like, smells worse than gasoline. But it says put out the applicator cloth and carefully wipe the lens. Okay, so also when you're doing this, once again, they give you one wipe. Anytime you have one wipe or something like that, you have no room for error, okay? They are meaning you to do both lights to this level before you move on to that step, okay? So both lights would have to be done and ready to be wiped before you even crack the seal on that ceramic, because what will happen is it'll start drying in a couple hours or a couple minutes and it'll be crusty and won't be usable. So if you don't follow those instructions, it's not on you. But as you see, there's just a couple of steps. It seems to be a fairly easy headlight restoration kit. Is basically 3 steps with a little tiny things in between, like Windex and wiping off, which really don't count for steps. If you wanted to nitpick or you really wanted a true step-by-step, that's it. But I'm just talking about the basic steps. You sand on one side, sand on the other side, and then you coat. Okay, so reading a little bit more here. Let me see. When finished with the application, cloth and location out of reach of children. Okay, it's really strong. It's really strong material. But the main part here, what it says is the headlights will dry to the touch in about an hour. So you have at minimum an hour downtime where you can't have do this in wind and rain and all that stuff. You don't want to do that. You want to have a sterile environment because you'll get dust and stuff, dog hair into your dried finish that won't come out until you redo it. It says do not allow treated lens to come into contact with direct moisture, rain, dew, etc. Like I said before, for 24 hours. That is a downtime there. So it's basically if you're doing it in bad weather time of year, you check the forecast or just don't do it. Expressly, I probably wouldn't do it in a cold weather time. So this one, you really have to pay attention to that. So it's going to be down for about 24 hours if it's the winter time or you're not checking the schedule, but also at a minimum of an hour down. And this is interesting. It's a really juicy wipe, and it's also like a piece of microfiber towel, looks like, which is pretty interesting. Never seen that. And it's actually a pretty good clear coat for a wipe. It's pretty juicy, and it's a pretty good ceramic. I can tell it's kind of goopy, kind of sticky, but yet it still flows and it still has a bit of a self-leveling to it. It's clearing all that up right now. Going on a crosshatch pattern and then just finishing up with a up and down just to make sure have it all done. And when you're doing this, you would want to do both sides once again all at once you open this. And this is a pretty good thing. I would actually be interested in buying some of these wipes if they sold the wipes just itself. The other stuff, of course I would have. Well, there's really nothing else. There's just the whole bag is a wipe and those little tiny sandpaper pieces, or that little sandpaper bit with double side and the wipes. That's all this kit is. Pretty basic to be able to get, such a good result from what it's looking like. It's not a bad result at all. I would be satisfied with this, if I was a consumer grade person, if I was, just a everyday DIY guy. And once again, read this again here, kind of blurry, but it has to sit for an hour. And has to not come in contact with any kind of dew, rain, moisture, cold, anything like that for 24 hours. Okay, so you pretty much garage park this and come out the next day. If it was in the summertime, you just have to wait an hour. And keep in mind, sunlight or UV drying would speed this up for sure. Natural, you don't want to put nothing over it. I don't approve of putting any kind of heat lights over these substances when they're done, because they start changing things too quick for them. So what I'm going to do here is place this guy out in the sun for about an hour or two and let it dry up and show you the finished product. But as of right now, as you see, it looks pretty good. Pretty basic kit. 2 pieces of sandpaper and a clear coat. Not bad. Okay, like I said here, let it sit here for about an hour and a half in the sun, which, really bakes it on and accelerates the curing time or whatever. As you see, this is how it looks. Not bad. Those little stretch cracks in there are just natural from somebody never doing headlight restoration, which is not recommended because not only cannot see, it overheats your headlight and causes permanent damage by the sun. Those are called spider cracking, but it's not from the kit or anything. The kit did pretty good. It's pretty nice looking. Awesome. Looks pretty good compared to the other side here. Let's get a better comparison going, but look at that. Is the wipe new kit. There's nothing in this box except the wipe and towels and all the other stuff, but essentially the only thing that this kit contains is 2 different pieces of sandpaper and a nice little foam disc, and a bag of ceramic coating, and that's all it takes to do headlight restoration like this. It's not bad. It's a fairly priced kit. Let's go ahead and take some of this tape off so you can actually see side by side before and after. But as you see, I mean, as a daily, it's not going to be, as you said, like as crisp and as brand new the day you rolled off the lot, or better as a professional grade headlight restoration. But just look at it. That's pretty good. If you're not trying to spend all the money, you can afford it. Times are hard. If you don't care about the vehicle as much, like say you don't got a show car, BMW, you just have an old car with messed up headlights, you want to take care of it yourself, and you got time, I mean, go ahead and have at it. They have kits like this out on the market. It's not bad. With all that being said, surprisingly, I'm going to give this a 4.5 star. It's pretty easy. It's not complicated. 1 sandpaper, 2 sandpaper wipe. Not bad. Rust-Oleum.
The Headlight Restoration Pro.